I wanted to talk a little bit about my own awakening journey. It's actually really reassuring for people to hear other stories and to understand that they're not alone in this journey, and that, you know, everyone is sort of going through something similar. My awakening started in 2019. Really weird stuff started to happen. I went on a fasting retreat. And the reason I went on a fasting retreat was nothing to do with spirituality whatsoever. I was not a spiritual person, had no real interest in that aspect of things. But I had been suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, which I heard that fasting was a way to fix it. And I went to a place in Glastonbury. It's an enormous spiritual centre, enormous energetic centre. As part of the retreat, we were being given certain treatments, things like sound baths and energetic massage, stuff like that. And I found that I was spontaneously slipping into trance, very, very deep trance, completely dissociated from physical reality. And I met my guide at the time. And she brought members of my family to me who had passed over. I had conversations with them, and it was all very peculiar. Weird things continued to happen intermittently when I was back home. And I also discovered that I was sort of increasingly psychic, that I was sort of reading minds or seeing the future or intuiting events. All of this stuff was happening, but I never connected it to spiritual awakening. I didn't even really know what spiritual awakening was. And so during the first COVID lockdown in 2020, I had my epiphany. You kind of go, oh, hang on a minute, there is really something happening here. This is something important. I need to understand it. And what happened in my epiphany was I was just relaxing at the end of the day. I was listening to music, had the fire on. It was all very lovely. And a voice in my head said, oh, if you lie down, you'll enjoy the music more. And I thought, yeah, probably will. So I lay down and I was enjoying the music. And then this voice said, well, you know, if you closed your eyes, you would see more. And I thought, oh yeah, that makes sense. It does, if you know anything about the third eye. And all of a sudden I had this sensation of revolving in space, a bit like if you've ever dived. It was like that, the sort of sense of rotation. And I looked down, and a long way below me, there was this kind of bobbing ball of light. And I sort of just understood that that was my soul. And then the thought came into my mind, I am an immortal being who has chosen to inhabit this body for this lifetime.